You're right, this is Krabby, and in today's video I'm going to tell you guys a bit of a crazy life story that I had where, me and my friends got into a bit of a situation and we got ourselves into a bit of trouble, so let's get into this. So we're going to start this story off. We're in my primary school, me and my buddy Kieran were next to each other, sat next to each other, and my mate Chris was across the room as well, and this story doesn't exactly centre around me being at school, but me and my buddy Kieran were sat next to each other, and he asked if he could come around my house for a bit after school because he couldn't get home for whatever reason. So I was like, yeah, why not? And my buddy Chris was like, oh, do you guys want to come out later if Kieran's going to come around yours? So we were like, yeah, go for it, because, we were kids and we just wanted to do stuff. So we're going to skip the middle part of this story because it's not really very interesting. Basically, we finished the school day and Kieran came around my house. We played Xbox for a little bit. I think we were playing like Modern Warfare 2 for a bit or something. And then we went out to meet my buddy Chris for a bit. Alright, so we're out there, right? We're having a nice time. We're enjoying ourselves. It's all great, I think we were out on our bikes or something. And we come across this crabapple tree, right? This nice little crabapple tree on it. It makes it nice because my name's Krabby, crabapple tree, that's great. So we go past it and my buddy Chris, he's like, here boys, you see this tree, mate? You want to get some of these apples and throw at someone's window? And of course, us being young and naive and stupid, we were like, yeah, let's do that, that sounds cool. So we grabbed the apples, we filled our pockets with some apples, we picked the target house, and the target house was not a very good house to pick. We picked the wrong freaking house, man. This guy, we went over to this house, and we were so stupid, and we stood right out the front where they could see us, literally smack bang in the middle of this window. There was no way they did not see us. We were so freaking stupid. Stand out of sight, man. What were we thinking? I have no idea. But we were stood smack bang in sight. We started launching these apples, and we probably threw about 4 each, and then we started running. And we ran like a decent distance away, and we were all like puffing and panting, and we sat down on the side of the curb, and we saw this guy. He started following us like viciously, like he was not taking his eyes off us. And we sat down on the side of the curb, and when we stopped, he stopped. And I spoke to my mate Chris, and he was I said to him, I was like, yeah mate, do you want to ask if he's got a problem with us? Ask if he's got, try and start something. Like, we were like, I don't know, we were in like year 7 or 8, maybe even 9, and we were like, yeah, well, try and start something, get him to try and say some stuff to us or something. And then my mate Chris, he was like, excuse me mate, you got a problem? And this guy turns around and he's like, oh no, I just want to speak to your parents so we can tell them what you've done. And my mate Chris was like, oh yeah, well, we're not going back to our houses, this, that and the other. Started giving him a little bit of lip back. And yeah, the guy moved on and he was like, if you guys do this again, right, we're going to have some issues. I can't remember exactly what he said, but he was so pissed. So pissed. And he had like his 2 dogs with him. He was taking it all proper seriously, like ridiculously serious, right? So the day ends, we all go back to our houses, it's all well and good, it's all nice. Then it comes to the next day, and there was me, Chris. Kieran wasn't out that day because he lived all the way in like the main city from where I live, so he was like miles away at this point. And we had my friend Daniel, my friend Sam, I think my mate Jake was there. Basically, there was a whole lot of us. Me and my friend Chris were still there, and we walked past this crabapple tree again. And I think earlier that day we had told them about like what had happened the previous day, the guy coming out and giving us a bit of lip and that, and telling us not to do it again. So my mate Chris turns around and he's like, "Yeah, boys, this is it. Let's do it again. Let's piss this guy right off. Let's fuck it. Let's do it." And we were all like, yeah, why not? Because I don't know, we were just young. We just wanted to piss people off. And this guy was like, this guy was a little bit of a douchebag, but we shouldn't really have done it. In fact, we really shouldn't have done it. But yeah, we did. So we all grabbed some apples, and this time we were a little bit more hidden. We sort of, there's like a park next to this guy's house, and it was quite a distance away, and we all just stood in the park and we were just throwing it from the park. So you couldn't really see us very well, but the guy knew mine and Chris's faces, so I think he definitely knew that me and my mate Chris were there. And so yeah, we threw it, and we see him come out, and we sprint for our lives. This guy shout, "Oi!" You know, we absolutely shat ourselves. He had his dogs, he had 2 dogs with him, and we all sprint. There's like a 3-lane road, so there's a front road, a middle road, and a back road where this was. And we were on the front road at the time, and we ran all the way round to the middle road, and we were stood right in the middle of the middle road, which is where one of my friends' houses were, and we were right next to it. And we were sort of looking out both ways. One of our guys was on a bike, and we were looking out both ways to see where this guy was coming from. We see this guy coming round the top of the right at the top of the top road of the middle road, and he starts sprinting down, and I was like a really fat kid at the time, right? I was so freaking slow, and this guy was catching me like hell. I was sprinting for my life. I was fearful. He had his freaking dogs with him, and I just sprinted so hard. And I saw me and my friend Daniel, we were sprinting like right next to each other. And my friend Daniel, I don't know why, but he jumps this fence into someone's garden, into a dead end, and I was like, fuck yes, yes, I've escaped. And we went to my friend, me and my friend Chris, and I think there were, 2 other guys. I can't really remember who the 2 other guys were. We went into my mate Chris's house, and we jumped the fence, and we left Daniel behind because we couldn't really do anything. And my friend Daniel said that he caught him and, grabbed him and kept him there, and then his mum came out, and that was kind of how we got caught. But the guy knew that me and Chris were there anyway. But me, Chris, and a couple of our other friends, we jumped the back of his fence over to some, there's like a stream at the back, and we sort of came round out the back of my friend Chris's fence, which is on the back road, and we came back around to the front road, at which time I get a phone call from my mum asking me, Harry, what are you doing? What have you done tonight? I was like, oh, nothing, I'll come home now, I'll just go get my bike and then I'll go. Right, so at the time I thought maybe, just maybe, I would have got away with it. Maybe my mum didn't know, maybe that Daniel didn't actually get caught and I would be all good. Little did I know that Daniel's mum called my mum. We were in deep shit. I got home, my mum asked me what I was doing, and I said, nothing, just chilling around my friend's house, and she was like, yeah, I know. And I got the biggest bollocking off my mum and dad ever. I got such a massive bollocking. I got grounded for I think it was 2 weeks, might even been 4. I got grounded for ages. And then the police came around my house on one of the days that I was grounded, and they were grilling me. They were like, oh, do you know how serious this is? You could go away for this. You could... But the guy, I went round and apologised to the guy and writ him a, letter to say I was sorry. The guy didn't really need to call the police and get us into all this trouble for it. But, he did, and, we shouldn't have done it really, but I think the guy did overreact a little bit, and he came after us with dogs as well. That was well overreacting, but, I got grilled by the police. They were like, who started it? Why'd you do it? Tell us the truth. If you don't tell us the truth, then you're going to be in bigger trouble. And I was absolutely shitting myself. And after the police came around my house, I just went upstairs and I was just like, oh shit. This was the biggest regret of my life. Because I got grilled as hell. It was probably one of the best nights of my life though. It was so fun to do, but we shouldn't have done it. It was a terrible thing to do, but when we were young and naive, it was fun. It was, the adrenaline of running away from someone when you've done something wrong was what we strived off of when I was a kid. All of our friends, we used to do knock and run and stuff. That was but that was probably the craziest thing that happened to us throughout our years of being massive douchebags. But yeah, this has been quite a long video, but hopefully I got all of this stuff across and you guys understood the story. But yeah, that's been the story of when I got chased by dogs and threw crab apples and got the police coming around my house. It was an experience, but yeah, this has been Krabby, and I'll see you guys later.